It is a wonderful meditation. It is a wonderful meditation, full of energy. We have received it. Welcome to all masters. My pranams to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa ji, Sarada Devi ji, and Vivekananda ji. And I also welcome all the masters. And before going into today's topic, you all know that teachings of the great Grand Master Swami Vivekananda. And I am going to introduce, you all very well know about Rasmi ji, about a little more details about herself. And okay, currently Rasmi ji is in Kuwait, originally from Kerala, and a land of intellectuals. Yeah, audible?
Yes, Jungle.
Yes, Jungle.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
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 I just
Rashmi ji is from Kuwait. Currently, she is residing in Kuwait. Originally from Kerala. She has a master degree in pharmacy and diabetic care management. It is a very, very important area of care that she is doing it as a health service. She has been practicing this breath, mindfulness, meditation, and also breath awareness more than 5 years. She has been practicing very intensively. She has greater transformation through our great Grand Master Pradeep Vijay attending his transformation course. She is very passionate and spreading science of meditation, science of awareness about meditation, and also spiritual wisdom. She researched breath awareness and mindfulness among diabetes patients because that is the growing illness all over the world. And she has published many research papers on her research findings using the breath awareness, breath mindfulness, area. And also she's also researched about yoga, and also she brought wisdoms of yoga, and also is published in many reputed journals, her own, results of her research. She was facilitated by Indian ambassador in Kuwait, Dr. Adarsh Swaika, and she was invited and she was facilitated for her great services that she is doing in Kuwait. And also another interesting thing, in a country like Kuwait, she has been invited in the Kuwait television for her scientific work, what she has been doing about breath awareness, mindfulness on diabetes in that country. And I think we should also thank to the television who invited her to present her scientific findings. She is associated with Diabetes Institute in Kuwait, reputed Kuwait Institute. She continues her work beautifully, and she is rendering great service to the people by meditation, spreading meditation awareness and mindfulness. And I am happy to introduce you, Rasmi ji, and also welcome you to share about our great, grand Indian Master Swami Vivekananda's teachings to all our friends. Thank you. Welcome you for the presentation.
Thank you, Jungle Sir, for this elaborate introduction. Thank you all. I hope I justify such a vast, knowledgeable, and incarnated Swami Vivekananda's story in a glimpse of 25 to 30 minutes. Good morning, all, and good evening, and welcome to third session of Swadhyaya series. And today I am going to speak about journey and teachings of Swami Vivekananda. Let me share my screen. So, yeah. So, journey and teachings of Swami Vivekananda from the biography, which is written by Swami Nikhilananda, Ramakrishna Vivekananda Center in 1953. From this book, I have taken the important points of journey of Swami Vivekananda. So, as we all know, like God assumes different forms in different ages to serve the special needs of the time. Like in Bhagavad Gita is also written, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya sambhavami yuge yuge. So, in different times, God incarnates in different forms to serve the special needs of the time. So, Swami Vivekananda is also an incarnation at that point of time. And I would like to begin this journey with the most inspiring verses by Swami Vivekananda. Oh man, first realize that you are one with Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, and then realize that the whole universe is verily the same Brahman, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. So the presentation will be divided into few chapters, that is birth and childhood, education, turning point, teacher and disciple, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, world's parliament of religion, teachings, Samadhi, and my takeaways. So birth and childhood, Swami Vivekananda, the great soul loved and revered in the West and the East alike as the rejuvenator of Hinduism in India and preacher of its eternal truths abroad, was born in Calcutta on 12th January 1863 in an affluent and cultured family. So mother's name was Bhuvaneshwari Devi and father Vishwanath, an attorney at law of the High Court of Calcutta. So Naren's upbringing was shaped by his mother's religious devotion and storytelling, his father's intellectual depth and discipline. This unique blend of spirituality and rational thinking played a major role in shaping the personality of Swami Vivekananda. So mother was deep rooted into Hindu tradition. So she loves singing, singing, and also, narrating stories to Narendranath. That is our Swami Vivekananda. When he was born, his name was Narendranath Datta. So she would narrate stories from Ramayana and Mahabharata, the epics, and that he had a love for Rama, Sita, and all the stories and the characters of our epics. At the same time, father was well versed in English and also Persian. He was agnostic. He was not into believing the murtis and these kinds of puja. He was in an intellectual depth and he was very disciplined. Even a slightest deviation from the moral or manners, he would really, give scoldings to the children. He always kept an eye. Now, Naren's childhood was combined with playfulness, high energy, compassion for living beings, spiritual sensitivity, and mystical experiences. These qualities then later shaped him into one of the greatest spiritual leaders of modern India. It seemed he was very high in energy. So, mother used to pour cold water on his head with chanting of Shiva's name. So that will calm down. It seems two caretakers were required to, handle his high energies. And he would play with children. And also he had a love for animals. His friends were peacock, cats, dogs, and long list of uh, friends were there. So he had a compassion for all the living beings. And right from the childhood, he used to have that mystical experiences. That is kind of a light between the eyebrows, and the bright light will, expand, and he will be bathing in that light. Looking at the light, he would sleep. He thought that it is common among all the children. So one time he asked his friend, "Do you experience such thing?" And his friend denied. It stayed with him for a long period of time, and he would give whoever sannyasis they come to their house. So he would give whatever he has. So mother used to lock him, and through the window also he would give some or the other thing to the sannyasis who would come to visit their house. So these are some pictures depicting like mother telling stories and pouring water and giving alms to sannyasin. So now education, Naren's early life showed a rare combination of extraordinary intelligence and memory, rational and questioning mind, fearlessness and independence, deep spiritual inclination. So he had an extraordinary memory power. He would flip the first page and the last page of the book, and he would understand the whole essence of that book. He was well versed in the Sanskrit grammar and by hearted all Mahabharata and Ramayana, all the Sanskrit grammar. And he would always have an inquisitive mind, and he was fearless. Whatever people would say, he will not believe blindly unless and until it comes to his experience. Same thing he would tell his friends also, do not believe what others say, you should experience it. Because when they were playing somewhere, it seems they were not allowed to go there because in that tree there used to be a ghost or something, and he denied everything. In that age also, he went with his friends up. Nobody was accompanying him. He went up and he said there is no ghost and all. He said always experiment it, don't believe. And next comes the embracing the call to deep change. So the turning point in Naren's life came when he met Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa in November 1881. So the meeting transformed from skeptic Naren to spiritual seeker with conviction, from intellectual questioning to experiential realization, from individual pursuit to global spiritual mission. So Naren had a deep desire to meet, God. And he came across with Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa's name during one of his professor's lecture. He came to know about Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa and he decided to meet. So he met, the first visit was in a common friend's place. And looking at Naren, Ramakrishna knew that he is not an ordinary person. And when Narendra sang, tears flowed continuously through Ramakrishna's eyes, and he asked Naren, "Where were you? Why you came so late? My ears were tired of, listening to cheap talks of the people. I was longing for you. This was the question." I mean, he posed, and then he invited him to Dakshineshwara temple. So second visit of Narendra was at Dakshineshwara temple. There, Swami Ramakrishna Paramahansa stamped on his chest. As he stamped on his chest, Narendra would see all the walls, his body, fan, all items dissolving, he himself dissolving into a void. He felt scared and he shouted, "My sisters, my brother, parents are there, don't kill me." He felt like that. And then Ramakrishna Master patted him and he thought, yeah, let the time take its own course. Then the third visit happened in a garden where Master Paramahansa was in trance and he touched Swami Vivekananda and he went into a deep trance and he was unconscious. In that hypnotic stage, Paramahansa asked many questions to find out the incarnation and the purpose, which he knew, but he wanted to validate it. So that was the third visit. So he knew that Swami Vivekananda is incarnation of Sapta Rishis, one of the Sapta Rishis. They all live in a realm of absolute. This is Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa and Swami Vivekananda. So their relationship also very beautiful, master and disciple relationship. He enjoyed 6 years of company with the master Sri Ramakrishna. And he was a wonderful teacher. He did not impose his ideas on anyone, just taught with the salient influence of his inner life than by words, And he demanded the discipline, purity of thoughts, and concentration of the mind in his disciples. And Naren would watch Sri Ramakrishna continuously for 5 years. He always tested Ramakrishna in the crucible of reasoning. He will never agree directly without a rational proof, and he always, made fun of Ramakrishna's, trance with gods and goddesses, those things. He felt this is all illusionary. Now, the crucible of testing of Narendranath. So Narendra struggled. His struggle started when Naren was preparing for his final BA examination and his father suddenly died. And the family was struck by calamity, the crashing poverty. Being an elder, he had to support his family. So he was looking for jobs, but finding job was very difficult. He was not having anything in his hand because it was a sudden death and there was court cases related to property or anything which was going on simultaneously. Then sister and brother, younger brother were there whom he had to take care of. Often he would starve, saying to mother that I had eaten in friends, so whatever they have, they can, other siblings and mother can share. Only one friend anonymously used to help, remaining all, did not help him at all. He was in a very difficult situation. He remained hungry for many days, just surviving on water. And he had a strange vision while walking, like a stage of beggar only, all torn clothes, and thinking how to go about this struggle. And he had a vision that either in the household or he's a renunciate, that kind of vision he got. So he realized that he is not for a householder. That's why many marriages were turned off. So he decided that he would lead a renunciate life and he would seek Guru's blessing. So went to Ramakrishna Paramahansa Master. He requested him to stay in this world as long he is alive. And Naren achieved an intellectual victory over skepticism and materialism, but no peace of mind. He felt the need to, you know, a hand to save, to uplift him. He felt the serenity he achieves in presence of Master as illusionary, you know. So he begged Master to teach meditation. So Ramakrishna Paramahansa said, you go to Kali and pray. So he went inside. As soon as he entered the temple, he felt that the goddess is not stone but a living goddess herself. He experienced ecstasy and asked for a boon. He wished for wisdom and renunciation instead of money, because he had a conversation with Master that you always pray to goddess and goddess fulfills everything. She is compassionate. You say everything, but look at my plight. I am struck by poverty. I need money to, at least, take care of my brother, sister, and mother. I'm not getting job. Will your mother will be compassionate enough to give money? So that's why Master said, go and ask. They be you directly. So that's how he felt ecstasy and he asked for wisdom and renunciation instead of money. So he comes back and narrates everything to Paramahansa, Master. Master says, you did not ask for money. You went there to ask for money, right? Go again. So likewise, 3 times he went to Devi, goddess Kali, but he could ask only for wisdom and renunciation and not the money. This incident had a profound impact on Naren. He realized that service to man was his mission on earth. And he also clarified it is not illusionary, meeting a goddess or god. It is the experience. Then he had a strong, urgent feeling to visit Bodh Gaya. So there under the Bodh tree, he meditated and he felt the presence of Buddha and he could see everything, how Buddha influenced the history of India through his teachings at that time. He also had an experience of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. In his usual meditation, he had enough visions and he now longed for the highest experience of non-dualistic Vedanta, that is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So one day he was in his usual meditation where and he went into a Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And the disciples, other disciples, could see what's happening to Naren and reported to Paramahansa. But Paramahansa, being a master in the other room, he knew what's happening to Naren. And once he settled down, Master Paramahansa said that I will lock his experience and the key will be in my custody. And this unlocking will happen only after Naren fulfills the mission on this earth. He said this in front of all his disciples. Now, in 1886, Master Paramahansa entered into Samadhi and he transmuted his spiritual powers to Naren. Now, disciples of Ramakrishna needed a shelter. So they had rented a haunted house. The rent was paid by some householder disciple of Ramakrishna, and these young disciples stayed there. So now Naren had to look after his family and at the same time brother disciples of Ramakrishna. He became the pillar of strength for these disciples. So daytime he will take care of his family, and evening and nighttime he would take care of brother disciples, train them and support them. Then he thought, now I should move throughout the India from north to south to understand the plight of my people. So he wanted the dust of India to cover up his footprints. He traveled from north to the south of India. He had two key observation, unity in diversity and social reform. He was concerned about the poor and ignorant villages of India. How he can give confidence to these people which are lost. This tormented him day and night. So his two mission was spiritual regeneration of India and the interpretation of Indian Vedantic culture for the West. Now another chapter comes into his life is transformation, wandering monk to spiritual leader. So while going or traveling from north to south, he went to Vrindavan, he went to different places, Madhya Pradesh, Taj Mahal, all places till south, Kerala, Madras, Mewar. So Raja of Kadri, Ramnad and Mysore, they all supported him to represent India at the historic religious conference in America. They supported him financially also. And this Maharaja only bestowed him with the title Swami Vivekananda. Now, he sailed through the ship covering different countries, Sri Lanka, China, Thailand, and Canada, and finally reached Chicago. So he went there and talked to the Office of Religion Parliament, and they say, no, this has been postponed to 3 months. Now, staying in Chicago, the expensive place, was difficult, the amount of what he had got it, because they have arranged it as a speaker. But for as a speaker also, you need to register, and there is a deadline that has surpassed. Now, in a new country, he don't know what to do. And someone suggested that Boston will be a cheaper place, so he took a ticket and he started traveling. And one rich lady got influenced with, because Swami Vivekananda is a very nice build up with the aura. You can understand he is not an ordinary man. So she invited him to be a guest, and there she had connection with, people of parliament, committee members and these things. And the professor, right, he asked him to represent Hinduism, and he connected with the chairman of parliament conference, and like that, the process happened. On September 11, 1893, Parliament opened and he delivered a historical address that would echo across the world. And that too, when he went, he always turned down his sequence for presentation, because he used to give lectures in small groups and among friends, but this was a huge conference. So he had a little fear inside, like whether he would be able to or not. So I think 3 or 4 times he denied his chance. And later, when he uh, just mustered all the courage and went ahead and opened like Sisters and Brothers of America, and that had a huge round of applause, standing ovation. Unlike others, there were many representatives from Jainism, from Christianity, from Theosophical Society, Annie Besant. Many were there. All were talking about their own religion and advocating their religion, these things. But Vivekananda was the one who was integrating everything with a rational Western outlook, because he had the upbringing, right? The rationalism and Western culture, at the same time deep rooted our Advaita Vedantic philosophy through Ramakrishna Paramahansa. So after this evident, he became popular like anything, from a wandering monk to the most coveted speaker. So many philosophers were inviting him for lectures across different parts of America. He was delivering philosophy of Hinduism in terms of metaphysics, psychology, and theology. And the final session of the parliament, Swami said that Christian is not to become a Hindu or a Buddhist, nor is a Hindu or Buddhist to become a Christian, but each must assimilate the spirit of the others and yet preserve his individuality and grow according to his own law of growth. His emphasis was more on the spiritual laws of the Hinduism discovered by Indian sages at different times, and not the religious dogmas. Like he says, law of gravitation is a truth. Similarly, spiritual laws of Hinduism is a truth which is discovered by different saints at different times. We should not indulge into the religious dogmas, but the laws governing it should be followed. Now, various works of Swami Vivekananda, he had extensively written on Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. There were a lot of poetry on Kali's praise and translation of Nirvana Shatakam of Adi Shankaracharya. Now, Samadhi, as prophesied by Master Sri Ramakrishna Swami Vivekananda's mission on earth was fulfilled, and then in a state of deep meditation, calm, aware, and sovereign, he chose to lay aside the body on July 4, 1902, at the monastery in Belur Math. He cast off his mortal frame. In conclusion, Swami Vivekananda's life was a struggle to reconcile the oscillation between contemplation of God and service to man. His brief life of 39 years left an indelible mark on both India's national consciousness and the West understanding of Eastern spirituality. And my key takeaways is, through the play of Maya, even a soul of the stature of Saptarishi must pass through testing on earth. And realization is possible amidst all this struggle. Do not lose faith. Do not believe what others say until and unless it comes to your experience. Determination, discipline, simplicity, and love for all. Thank you all for listening to me patiently. If you have any queries.
Yeah, it is a wonderful presentation, and it is very inspiring presentation. And friends, anybody has any questions to ask Rasmiji on the presentation, please raise your hands or just ask for it.
Hi,
How did
Rashmiji and all the masters. Uh, Good evening and good morning to all of you. This was beautiful, Rashmiji. Oh my God, I learned so much about Swami Vivekananda. And you took us through so wonderfully from childhood, his influence from his mother, father, and how he struggled through poverty, and then how he met Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and then came into his own being. It's beautiful, wonderful, because, I personally feel that uh, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's stature, and he is so much more regarded and well known. And somehow I felt like never knew much about Vivekananda. His only identity became, disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. At least for the common man in India, he is always like disciple, but that he had his so much on his own, how he grew and how much he influenced. I didn't know, other than that he attended the World Parliament of Religions, and in the West he shared with them teachings about Hinduism and all that. So beautiful. Thank you. And I wanted to share with everyone that my son, he got a chance to attend the World Parliament of Religions. Twice he has been asked to come as a youth representative, and he conducted some panels. He was on panel discussions. The first one he attended in Toronto in 2019. He was barely 20 years old, and he met Swami Agnivesh there. I don't know if many of you know, he was a very revolutionary master himself from North India. So my son, his name is also Nikhil. So he met him. And second time he went to the World Parliament in Chicago itself, like 4 years back, as again as on a youth panel. So yeah, I just thought I'll share. But yeah, thank you so much. It was beautiful, wonderful presentation. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Vidmali. If we go
Yeah.
through all this 200 plus pages, very nice. It's a yeah, beautiful. You will feel crying. I mean, he was not having water in a, American new country, no friends at all. He landed up going to another train, and some wagon was there. Inside that, he spent whole night without water, without food, and the conference was there, and
Mm.
he missed the train, and I don't know, it's all universe. He cried and surrendered to the universe. Let me go wherever, because
Yeah.
may everyone contributed for him to go to America. He has to reach there, right? Oh my God, the plight, I can feel that. you know Beautiful
Yeah.
the way he reached there and he spoke. Oh my God, beautiful.
Can we ask Garipriya Dayalan to?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. There are two more people who raised their hand, please. Yeah. Haripriya Dayalan, please.
Good evening, Masters. It was wonderful presentation, Rashmiji. I have also read more about Vivekananda ji, but one thing which I did not understand till now is why Vivekananda ji vacated his body at a very early age. Had he been there for many more years, he would have transformed the world much more. So, is there any insights on that?
That is the
Yeah.
divine plan.
Yeah. There is because you
But
remember, if you have read, it is written. I think Swami
Abhay
Abhedananda. He met
Dhananda.
him. He met him in America, and he told, "My body could not accommodate. I feel I will burst out." So his
yeah,
consciousness is expanding like in a thing. So, you know the story. Like Ramakrishna Paramahansa, also a highly enlightened master. So
yeah,
they cannot have metal. So he would prank. Swami Vivekananda put a coin under the bed of Ramakrishna Paramahansa. His nervous
okay,
system he was in so extreme pain. Then they checked the bed and it was the coin. And who kept? Swami Vivekananda. He wanted to test, because those who are
okay,
highly enlightened, they cannot have this metals, their nervous systems goes, haywire. So that much
okay.
is the energy. So if you are saying 39 years, but 39 years he had done so much which people in many lifetimes would not be able to do. The amount of work and the rational he brings the West and the East together. I mean, it's unbelievable, unbelievable.
That is true. Yeah, in 39 years, he has done radical change to the world. Yeah,
Can
thank you,
we
Rashmi.
invite
Thank you.
Organti Venkata Krishna?
Yes. Yeah. Good evening to all. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Very good, Rashmiji. Very good. Nice. This one. Actually, just now I remembered this. When I was in the school days, they used to give the books of Vivekananda, Mr. Vivekananda, Swamiji's books. So I used to read, "Arise, awake, everything is within you." But I couldn't understand what is that, because simply reading the books was like, like a years. So now I could come to know after this meditation, everything is nothing is there in most time. So it's very great. I remember now, very happy. Very
Sir, we can't hear your voice
There is a
clearly.
problem in your side. Your voice is breaking. It's not clear.
Yeah.
Now you can talk maybe without video. Okay. No, he's gone.
Hello.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, regarding me
yeah,
only. Uh, Now it's
yeah.
clear.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yes, sir. Actually, this that's what I was referring to, my childhood age, where the school they used to give the books freely. Just read about Swami Vivekananda's teachings, everything. It is clear, no?
Yeah, it's clear.
Hello.
It's
Yeah,
clear.
they used to tell in that book. Yeah, in this book, it is written, "Arise, awake, everything is within you." So I couldn't get it at all, but I remember that sentence. So after coming to after 40 years, after this, now in the meditation, I could know everything is within us. If we are meditating, what will happen and how we will be connected together for the cause of the universe. So I'm very happy that I attended this meeting. And thank you very much, Rashmiji. Thank you, Mr. Jangal, for giving me the opportunity to talk in this one. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Can we invite Manas Reddy, please?
Uh,
Hello.
yes. Hi, Rashmi. It was really enlightening session, and we have to learn so much about Vivekananda ji. Uh, at that time, going to West and preaching about Hinduism is really a big deal. Uh, that's really great. We have to learn so much from him. And I just wanted to know, like, did he get influenced by Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's wife also, like Sharda Devi? Uh,
Yes, very
yeah.
Yes,
much.
yes, 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 yes.
Uh,
Definitely like a mother. Yeah, yeah.
okay. I just
Yeah.
wanted to know, like, I mean, she also influenced him or not, like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
after
After,
Ramakrishna
yeah,
Paramahamsa, then
left.
Swami Vivekananda took full responsibility of Sharada Devi. If you look at the Ramakrishna mission, they beautifully established. He has really what you call brought money and built Ramakrishna mission itself. If you look about, and he focused on education. A lot of services. That's what he is concerned about. How do I serve to Daridra Narayana? That is what his question was. Therefore,
Uh,
yeah, he has taken care of her like her mother. That is what he did it beautifully. Yeah.
yeah, okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Another 2 minutes are there. Anybody want to have? Otherwise, I will conclude. As anybody want further? Yeah. Yeah, I want to just to share because this is a great opportunity to listen to again and again Swami Vivekananda. He is a great inspire. He inspired a lot of his teachings, and he always, as other friend was telling, arise, awake, rest not till the goal is reached. That is the powerful statement. And also, he'll always say in his teaching, "Bravo, come what may." Don't be, that's the example of you should not be fearful about it. We also know that fear is the kind of poison to a soul, right? He already said that also in the thing. I was connected with him when I was at the age of 26. Advaita Vedanta philosophy, what we are also telling, oneness, nothing but all are same. It was also said, Paramatma, all this universe, and we are all the one. That's the message he has given in the Advaita Vedanta philosophy. But still, we are all talking about a different way. I think it's a wonderful, master's presentation you have done. I think it is time for all of us to present all the great Indian masters whose wisdom, whose knowledge, whose consciousness definitely is. All the masters are here. They are not in the physical form. They are here. Swami Vivekananda is very much here today with us, because he want to also listen what I said. These people are taking and spreading again. He is very happy to be a part of today's, session, and it's a great opportunity given to all of us. Rashmi ji, congratulations for your effort and initiation of bringing all the masters. Uh, Thank you. Thank you. Wish you all the best. Thank you for the wonderful presentation.
Thank you, Jungle Sir, for hosting the session beautifully, giving the insights from Sharda, one of the query of the participants. Thank you all for joining. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
we shall
Thank you.
meet
Thank you,
next
everyone.
Saturday. Thank you.